Chairman, Board of Governance, Shri Honorable Shri Bhagat Singh Patil ji, uh, Director, Honorable Dr. Sushma Kulkarni ji, uh, KEC Society, Director, Secretary, Sri R.D. Samant ji, uh, Board of Governors, distinguished guests, students, parents, and the grandparents as well. I just came to know, and the passing students. Very good afternoon. It's my privilege and honor to be with you on this important occasion for this college and especially for you, all of you, the sixth graduation ceremony for this institute. Thank you for giving me this opportunity and inviting me and giving me an opportunity to speak in front of these distinguished members. Let me also take this time to first of all congratulate the Kasegaon Education Society. What you guys have been doing, I think it's amazing story in terms of building the foundation of the rural development. By establishing the educational societies, you are actually setting the minds of people in the rural development towards the education and towards the aspiration that they can look forward for. So thank you for doing it as a part of the society. Let me also congratulate the RIT and its governing bodies for significant achievement that you just talked about, ma'am. I think it's been really, really amazing to see how the institute has achieved significant, recognition in the short time frame, and especially mentioning about the ranking that it has improved. So I think I must congratulate all of you and all of you, because ranking is not just by what really the professors and teachers are teaching you, but also by the students, because at the end the students get involved, and that's where the whole ecosystem works very well. In fact, I happened to spend time with walking through the floor on and students spend the time they are showcasing their projects. I was amazed to see the kind of creativity, kind of curiosity, kind of passion and energy in demonstrating their learnings in the form of how it can be applied in a day-to-day work. Be it the industrial evolution, be it the whole social society benefit or anything, right? And I think that's really amazed how the whole culture of education and what the foundation that RIT has established in terms of innovation, in terms of the R&D and entrepreneurship is demonstrated by the project that you guys have been showing up. So well done, guys, very well done. Congratulations to all the passing out students. Uh, may many of you, each one of you, realize the potential fully and make this country and the world proud by what you can do with the learnings that you have gone through through this period of last few years. You have received an excellent education from your professors, teachers and staff, and I wish your own personal and professional lives take some amount to build the best. Graduation is also a time of celebration and triumph. This marks the end of first phase of your life and beginning of the second phase. This is very proud moment for graduates, for parents, for families, for teachers who have all played significant role in nurturing and growing each one of you. The students who have worked hard with their focus and dedications and disciplines. The professors and teachers have done utmost to help, as well as by encouraging and motivating you to perform at the optimum level. And the parents who have made many sacrifices, and provided you the enabling environment at home, creating the environment to support with the financials and moral support. I think I must congratulate all the parents for all the sacrifice and all the work that's been done. Thank you, guys. Friends, a young graduate must live his or her own dream and not to succumb to expectations and pressures. Especially when you are now moving out from your learning, and from your moving away from the academic institutions. I think it's very important to remember that the pressure and the peer pressure will continue to grow as you go into the industrial and go into your job. I think what's important is what you have gained as a knowledge and what you have learned here, I think needs to really be applicable. We need to be applied, and at the same time, the learning at every stage is going to continue. Remember that you will have occasions to learn at every stage of life and never miss this opportunity. Learning is a lifelong process. You are going to be part of country's scientific, engineering and technological manpower, which is crucial constituents of our development framework. It is incumbent on you to lend your hand in meeting the challenges of growth and the industrial development. I am confident that you will more than fulfill the responsibilities and entrusted upon you, provided you continue to work with the dedication, perseverance, hard work and imaginations. Infosys has been my second home, and as the introduction, I've been introduced, after doing my graduation from IIT BHU, Infosys has been my second home. In fact, I spend more time at Infosys than probably at my family's and my parents' home. Now, one thing that goes in everyone's mind, that what really has gone in behind making the institutions like Infosys? What really has gone in building a brand like Infosys, which today is well recognized in the world, be it as an IT, SI provider, or even the best, as being the best employer. In fact, you should be proud that Infosys has not only been recognized as the best employer in India. Very recently, Forbes magazine in US has recognized it as one of the top company to work for campus graduates, and that's in US. We have been hiring graduates in US over last few years, and this recognition has come only of our attempt in last 1 year. So I think one thing that keeps amazing, what really is going and what really is driving that, the whole recognition, and what really is going behind the scene in making the Infosys, the name that Infosys that we hear. Through all my career, if I look into all the learnings, if I look into what really has been the key foundation of Infosys, which was never been compromised when the company was small, when I joined the company, and today what we call it as a $12 billion organization, I think there are 5 fundamentals which have never changed for the company for so many years. And that is what we call is our DNA of the company. First and foremost, the integrity and value system. I think we all understand the value system. We all learn the value system at homes. Our parents, our families teaches those value systems so that you can be a respectable citizen. You can be a respectable individual when you go on into life. And that's exactly what Infosys has built, a foundation of integrity, fairness, so that we respect each other and we show integrity with everything that we do. In fact, I don't know how many of you know, because of the integrity and value system that Infosys has built and the late foundation, today Infosys is the case studies for many institutions, including institutions like income tax. When they talk about the corporate governance, when they want to train their income tax officers on the corporate governance and how to look into the data and how to have the data do the most of the conversation, they visit our campus. They visit our campus almost every year as a part of the training curriculum, so that they can understand how the integrity and value systems can be maintained, can be sustained at the high level, even if the company has grown so big and so large. The second important part of our ecosystem is the environment, building an environment which believes in the teamwork and creates respect for each other. And I think that's a very important, because what you have been doing so far you are all have been working in more into as an individual. I think in college probably you worked on few projects as a team and you realize the power of the teamwork. As you go into the institutions, you realize that the teamwork is the foundation. If we don't get the teamwork done, project fails. We have to shield each other as a part of the teamwork, and we have to make sure that we protect as a team and not protect individual as a part of the process. And that's what the foundation that Infosys has built, so that we can really be above all the differences, be it the caste, region, race. I think the only thing that has to do the differentiation is the meritocracy, the performance. Rest is all equal, rest is all, everyone get the same opportunity. And that builds the trust and confidence with each one of us to perform best and give the best to the industry and best to the nation. The third part of our foundation is providing the equal opportunity to everyone. This, I think, again is very important foundation, because there are organizations who does lot of biases. There are organizations who prefers not to take students directly from the college and only take the experienced people. But I think when we look into the providing the equal opportunity, we look into creating the foundation which can help everyone to grow, every individual to grow, build their career, build their own brand, and use it to really drive the value to the company. In fact, I don't know how many of you know, today Infosys has established one of the largest corporate university, Infosys Education, Training and Certification Institutions. The main office, university is run out of Mysore campus, which is one of the largest campus, and it created the whole university kind of ecosystem so that we can really use it. So to inculcate the people from the universities and colleges into the industry without really much of differences. We can provide the right level of foundation programs to students so that they can really grow and they can really learn the industrial practices and grow up in their career. In fact, today we run the foundation program for 23 weeks at our Mysore campus, and we do not differentiate when we go to hire. We hire people with the computer science, we hire with the people with the metallurgical, mining and every other thing, because we believe there is a three fundamental that every individual must have, and that is again a lifelong process. Number one, the learnability. The individual to learn, grasp and learn quick and apply those thinking immediately into the system. Second, aptitude. Your ability to solve the problem, ability to take a problem and really solve it as a team, as if not as an individual, at least as a team. And the third and a very important part of our work environment is the communication. Your ability to communicate, ability to express, ability to stand up and present some ideas so that you can wow and you can really interact with. And remember, the communication also happens a lot of time, distance communication, which again is a very trickier part of the communication. So those are the foundation which Infosys looked into and created the framework so that we can really build that framework which can give an opportunity for everyone and each one of you. The fourth part of our foundation is opportunity to learn and be entrepreneur. I think this is very interesting, because number of times when we do the projects, when we are working on the, for a client, there are numerous challenges that we get into, numerous scenario we get into, and at the end, the question is, who really learns on the job and really takes the charge to really drive the things. Many times there is no leader, and leader emerges through those situations, through those problems that we are facing, and that gives the really the opportunity for everyone to really go through those grueling period and make sure that we can provide, we can really recognize those leaders, those people are emerging out, and that's what the ecosystem Infosys has been able to provide. Last but not least, the foundation is our pursuit of excellence. We believe that meritocracy and excellence need to do the most of the talking. Whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever level you are, I think if the performance is not there, if you are not really excelling in the area that you are working in, there is no recognition. And remember, today if you are excellent, tomorrow you need to again prove yourself to be excellent, because every day is a new day. It's like cricket. A cricketer goes and starts a new inning, it always starts with 0. Whatever the record, whatever score and has and achievements he has is only on the book. But when he starts again with the score 0, because he has to prove it again that he can really perform. And that's what the pursuit of excellence is all about. So this is what Infosys, and this is what really has established a great foundation for an organization, and probably the foundation that each one of you probably will get an opportunity to work for. And it's very important for you to remember, these are the things that you will encounter, and you have to see how do you solve it, how do you take it up. I have myself have worked for 24 years in the organization. To me personally, Infosys has been great playground and learning ground that has defined me. That has really built me as an individual, given me the name, given me the recognition, and given me the opportunity to dream and make my dream successful. Now it's very important to understand is that company matters or individual matters, and I think the lesson here is what matters is what each one of us are doing and how we are driving some of this stuff. In fact, when I look back and try to understand what really has helped defining me apart from the foundation that we talked about, one, the passion for something that you love at work. In fact, do whatever you love, and you will see you will achieve what you will achieve in many years. Will be astounding, will be surprised by yourself. You yourself will be surprised by the achievements for the passion that you show. And I think when you drive this passion, you will see that set of challenges. You will see things will not really fall into your line, but I think what really tests is your ability to really continue to dream, continue to follow the passion that you have. Now, what happens, number of times when you are driving this passion, and when you are really, too much into the work, sometimes people ask me, and this is lot of question that probably you will also hear, what really drives the work-life balance? And I always say, the life is all about the passion that you create at the work, and automatically it brings the work-life balance. And my friends, I think the passion is very important part. Make sure that you are passionate about something that at work and love for it and go for it. The second part of my learning, and I think this is very, nowadays very common question that people ask, how did you stay 24 years in the same company? And I think nowadays it's very odd to hear that people are staying so long in same organization. And I think what defines me staying that 24 years is, A, I could get the opportunity to really perform, opportunity to really do whatever I wanted to do. At the same time, and as Bhagat Singh sir talked about, the patience through the tough moment, through the failure moment. In fact, most of my learnings actually has been during those tough and challenging moments. When you get into those challenging moments, and there's a lot of peer pressure. Remember, a lot of peer pressure. Your friends would be, working on some interesting work, some IoT, autonomous technologies, and you are stuck into a project which is really going through a challenging moment. The customer is really grilling on you. Your managers are really grilling on you, and you say, "Wow, what is happening? Is it really worth what am I spending time here?" I think, believe me, I think that is the only worth piece that you have as a part of your learning, as a part of your own development. Because those tough moments really makes you and grows you and from an individual to a leader and manager. I have gone through many of those tough moments in my career. And those tough moments really makes you start believing that I think it's a time to quit. Let's move on. I think why I'm spending too much of time. But then one thing that came in my mind, am I the quitter? Am I going to quit at the moment when I'm low in my career? And inside I get a message, no, you are not a quitter. You need to take the challenge and don't quit. Prove yourself that you can deal with this challenge. And once you do it, believe me, my friends, it's not easy. It's not easy. You will go through those moments, but the success, and suddenly you will see a surprise that success is following you. I'll tell you an example. We were working for a customer, a bank in a top 10 banks in US, and we were working on a project, and the project was in a very bad shape. It was really in a situation where the customer was creating a case to put a penalty on Infosys, and the penalty would have been in millions of dollars. At that moment, my manager came and asked, "Hey, this project is in mess. Would you like to take it?" And I know he has asked this question to many people at that moment, and many of them backed off saying, "No," and made excuses, obviously, right? Made excuses and got backed off. He asked me, "Would you like to take it?" And he told, "It's in a mess. But one thing that I guarantee," and that's what I would always give a credit to my manager, one thing that I guarantee, whatever happens, you are not at fault. So do whatever you can do to really change the whole thing and get it out of it. And that's the beginning of the grilling period. The grilling period of 6 months. I didn't know when I slept, when I really worked on the projects, when I'm at home. It was very, feeble memory, because you can't, everything was only in your mind was a project. How to get out of the project. You are talking to a customer. One thing that I did, I made sure that my team is protected. Like my manager did to me, I said, let's make sure that my team is protected through those grilling from the external world. Because external world is ready to eat you. There are people who will say anything to put you down. The customers who is always ready with the legal notice to really get you through the time. And I said, I will protect everyone. I was used to be on a call with the customer, with the teams in US, late evenings, early mornings, continuously. But one thing I did, I protected my team, and I said, let's continue, you remain focused on what we need to do to really get out of it. And don't get distracted by whatever happening around you. 5-6 months of grilling, and suddenly one day, we saw everything started working. Everything started falling online. 5-6 months, things which were never working suddenly started working after that period. And that gave me the sense of achievement, that gave me the sense of pride, and believe my friend, that gave me the sense of learning that I could get through that. Today the same team, we meet and we remember those days and remember the learning that we gone through. And I think that is one moment that I would always say, all of you, especially the graduates who are passing out today, I think it's very important not to run away from the challenge. Take the challenge head on. If you want to quit when you are at peak, not when you are at the bottom. And I think that will define you as an individual, that will define you what you can do in your career, believe me. The other important part is, dreaming big and making sure that you follow your dream. Number of times I always, look into eyes of my team and say, hey, what you guys are doing, what we are doing, and something we are doing, XYZ, or we are growing, at the pace of, let's say, 10% year on year. Can we dream big? Can we, instead of 10%, can we really make it 25% year on year? And everyone thinks, hey, boss, are you crazy? What are you talking about? The environment, the whole, the trend says that that's not the case, and you are thinking something different. I said, that's exactly what we need to do for. We need to dream, and we need to create an aspiration, and then go behind and make that aspiration work. I think the beauty of the dreaming and execution is how you reduce the gap between the two. There are a number of people are dreamers. Amongst you, I'm sure there are a lot of dreamers. I think the question is, who can dream and follow the dream? And I think that will define again you as an individual to really work for it. And all these things have worked for me in my life, and that has defined me as an individual. With the current pace of changes that's happening in the environment, when the technologies are changing, whatever we learn in the colleges are evolving further, because when we used to learn, just from my time, I used to learn, nowadays obviously all of you are learning all the advanced technologies. In my days, I learned Fortran, basics, those are the things. But remember where we are today. The future is very different. And as long as we are preparing ourselves always for the future, I think future will embrace us, and future will welcome you as an individual, as a professional. So I think it's very important to focus on important learning pieces in life and continue to embrace the future, continue to look into the future and be ready for the future. Where the future going? There are three important things that's going to define the future. One, the consumer experience, the customer experience. And I think you are all seeing what is happening around the industry. Look into the way the Google, the Amazon, the autonomous technologies are coming in. It's all about the consumer. Consumer is the king. Customer is the king. And I think that's where the future is all about. The future is all about every, the evolution, the innovation will happen around these areas. And I think you all need to understand what goes on in the minds of the customers, consumers, so that you can empathize the consumer and you can really be ready from the future perspective. The second part of the future is the capability. I think today we get almost 1 million engineering graduate students we get out of our colleges in India. But if someone asks how many are really the future ready, or how many really can really fit to the demands where the demands are, I would say not even 5%. That's the reality. Because we have this, real scarcity of talents who are really ready for the future. So I would always encourage you to make sure that you are working towards future, you are building this capability, you are learning something, so that you are investing on yourself. When wherever you are continuing to invest on yourself. The third important change that is driving the whole industry, whole world, is the collaboration. And we have all seen how the social media platforms has evolved. It's all about the platform of collaboration. It's all about learning from each other. And I think that is going to continue, that is going to evolve. And we need to make sure that we are continuously learning those technologies which are bringing people together, bringing, and creating the platform for a teamwork. And I think that's the important constraints of where the future is going to be. So friends, to end this, I would say realize your potential, what you can do in life, make this country proud, make yourself proud, make your parents proud. The opportunity is literally in your hands and it's not in anyone else's hands. So best of luck.